Exactly. We're all about feeling good here on S3. And Mzansi, we know that one of the best ways that we can feel good in our country is by feeling safe. And we know, unfortunately, that is not the case a lot of the time. And the thing about safety is that it is not the absence of threats. No, it is the absence of connection. And in the world of today, the youth are more connected than ever. And this is why we've got MTN that are saying, yes, we are here to connect you, but also to make you feel safe 100%. So today we're talking to none other than Marina Madale, who is, in fact, the Executive of Sustainability and Shared Value at the MTN Group. And she's joining us to discuss the Room of Safety, an inspiring new short-form film series, or rather short-form series, designed to equip young people to be able to have that safety that sometimes they really just don't have, but more than anything else, to teach them how, in fact, they can be safe in even some of the most crazy situations. So let's give Marina a feel-good welcome, please, everybody. Marina, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. And yourself?
I'm amazing, thank you. Marina, shall I get us into this very short story, the very first part, right? Sure. Which is where we have a very sad story of Olorato, a story of emotional trauma caused by online catfishing, where she was targeted by someone pretending to be someone else online, and then forming a fake relationship from there under false pretenses. Over time, this deceptive connection deeply affected her emotionally, leaving long-lasting psychological scars. So now, based on stories like this, why is it so important that campaigns like the Room of Safety, exist and particularly are here to support young people?
Thanks for having us, and in speaking especially about this frontier pandemic. I don't think enough people are speaking about what is happening online. And I mean, there are many stories, and these stories are not abstract and out there. They're real, and it's happening in our country. And I think what Room of Safety does, and a really important partnership with Paramount Africa, it's especially about giving power to the voices of young people.
Yes.
The reality is that the online world to young people is not something that they do sometimes. It's every day, it's all the time, whether they're learning on the MTN online school and in other platforms. There's also that element of safety which is not spoken about. The risks are increasing, technology is emerging, and we really need to start becoming a lot more vigilant. So what Room of Safety does is a safe place where young people can speak to young people and unpack things like catfishing, like cyberbullying, like, child sexual abuse material, and the likes. There's a lot that's happening out there, and it's about speaking and giving voice to the youth.
Yes, and talking of cyberbullying, that's something that happens more and more, unfortunately, in the social space. Can we jump on into, just exactly what it is that people face psychologically when it comes to cyberbullying? What are some of the terrible things that we're talking about here, where it's almost like, yes, a psychological impact, but a long-lasting impact even, that we don't even understand when it comes to young people, rather?
Yes, and I think it's very important, first and foremost, to speak about the thing that's in our hand, right, which is a device. So whilst there are many that have, there are also many that don't have.
Yes.
And I think there's a lot of initiatives the government has been doing to try and get devices into the hands of more people. As MTN, we've launched our 99 Rand device.
Yes.
And that, when you start to look at it, devices start to be in the hands of people all the time. And we take for granted the psychosocial impact of that, of always being on, of the impact it has on mental wellness. We've seen the case, as you've already articulated, of the impact on gender-based violence. You're seeing more people committing suicide, just being cyberbullied or bullied online. We also have the case of the boy in the US who was about 18 years old, and he befriended an AI bot and gave it a name. It became his friend, and he secluded more and more from the real world, went into this friendship and this, what he thought was a safe connection. When he felt suicidal, the AI bot couldn't help him, and he ended up committing suicide. So you're finding more and more people turning online for connections. At the same time, they're losing a sense of the reality of connecting with real people, and having real relationships at the same time. And I don't negate that the online world brings great benefits, but we also need to be safe and vigilant as we do it, and protect ourselves and make sure we're watching things that are age appropriate, because the psychosocial impact of a child seeing something at not the right age for them. And you know how it is. It goes chomi bona, and then next thing you know,
everybody's
you've
watching.
seen something, and now your mind starts to accelerate far faster than your body in terms of age and development. So I think it's really important that we start to understand, this silent killer, that if we're not vigilant and put the power in our own hands, we're not going to be able to use it properly.
You're so right about that. And I definitely think that one thing I love about you guys as MTN is, yes, you care first and foremost, because that's where this all stems from, right? But you're always evolving, which is incredible. And choosing room of safety is something so different in terms of really trying to get to the crux of this problem that we're having. So why is it that MTN decided to choose room of safety particularly?
Yeah, so as a company, obviously, we've been speaking and empowering people. So we have a campaign called Help Children Be Children. This is part of that program. Room of Safety falls part of that. Yes. But I think one of the key things is we were speaking a lot to parents, to educators, and we recognize they have an important role to play in a young person's life.
Yeah.
However, the individuals that have the greatest influence on them is their peers. And so Room of Safety was the voice of the youth, by the youth, and a conversation amongst them. Beautiful. Not just as parents and educators. It's empowering them to hear their real life voices. And I think a lot of the episodes has individuals that are influencers, musicians, and so forth. It's people they look up to and they aspire to.
Amazing.
And now one of the things that people will listen to the episodes and go, oh, but that sounds like it was rehearsed. It actually wasn't. All we gave them was the topic, and each of the influencers spoke through their own experiences and their own suggestions. I remember hearing Craig Nobella myself for in real life, and even when we're not shooting, we could hear hear that he's talking about his own personal experiences.
Amazing. Well, Marina, you and the team can be so proud. I mean, from partnering with UNICEF to really just having a grander vision. I think it's so amazing what you guys are doing, and we can't wait to see just how it grows. But congratulations for what you've done. I think that you genuinely are allowing young people to have a safe space with Room of Safety. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Listen, Zanzi, I told you, it's about the safety, right? It's something we all want and all crave in this country. And of course, MTN is coming through and giving young people a platform where they can feel heard, where they can feel understood, but more than anything else, they can feel safe, my friend. And as young people, if you are somebody who wants to be all about this, you want to find out more about it, all you got to do and to explore and be part of the series, visit the MTN Group YouTube page at youtube.com/MTN Group. And you can check out the Room of Safety series. And trust me, there's definitely something for you there. Right about now, though, there's still so much more for you right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. My Cape Town family, what's coming through? What's happening? Are you still feeling good?